Now it's time for Lefties Losing It, and we're going to start with a clip that I am sure will get all of the lefties in a spin. Actress Keira Knightley is now the MVP, in my view, for taking on the forever whinging trans brigade.
I saw you're voicing Professor Umbridge in the new Harry Potter audiobooks. I was wondering, are you aware that some fans are calling for a boycott, given J.K. Rowling's ongoing campaign against trans people?
I was not aware of that, no. I'm very sorry. I think we're all living in a period of time right now where we're all going to have to figure out how to live together, aren't we? And we've all got very different opinions. So I hope that we can all find respect.
Bravo. And look, the trans blackmail is backfiring, isn't it? It's done. Jog on. Well done to Keira Knightley. Well done. Now, Rosie O'Donnell has unfortunately graced us all down under with her presence in the last week. I know, rest in peace, us, the sooner that she buggers off, the better. But guess what? Or guess who she's been talking about the entire time? I know you know.
That he is afraid of smart, informed, strong women. And, he thinks women are to be abused, to be grabbed by the pussy. As he said, I thought when that happened that would be it for him. I remember when Gary Hart had a girl sit on his lap, a grown woman, not a child. And that was the end of his candidacy. And here he is saying what he says and being who he is. And I think that strong women scare him and infuriate him. And I'm one of them.
Now, of course, in case it wasn't clear enough, she's talking about Donald Trump. Look, someone get this woman some help. Seriously, the woman is deranged. She's sad and just really plain stupid. Now to former President Barack Obama, because Donald Trump's actually also having a real TDS effect on him, it seems. Please, Barack, take some time out, mate.
I mean, what was unusual for me was obviously a lot of what I represented, a lot of what Michelle and I had tried to project, the values, our thinking about America. My successor seemed to represent the opposite.
Right.
Not seemed, did.
Yeah.
And so I think there was a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, some fear among a big chunk of the country.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I mean, he said his successor represented the opposite of what he and Michelle stood for. Well, he's not wrong. And thank goodness for it. Look how much Donald Trump has achieved. But seriously, Barack, give it up.
I've become increasingly concerned about the rising wave of authoritarianism sweeping the globe. We're seeing politicians target civil society, undermine freedom of the press, weaponize the justice system. And no one is being spared. Even countries that thought they were immune from wholesale assaults on democracy now understand we're all part of this struggle. That's an enormous challenge.
Yeah, because everything was just so peachy under the Obama reign. At least he knows he will always have one fan to keep cheering him on.
Donald Trump wants to screw up Obama's legacy. This is all about Donald Trump being the small, petty man that he is, and he doesn't want Obama to have that legacy.
Sunny always delivers, doesn't she? Right on cue when the Dems need her the most. Now to TDS-afflicted lefty actor Martin Sheen, who should probably actually just stick to his day job.
So the big guy in the White House, if he would take some personal advice, you've got to realize, sir, that you are the biggest nothing in the world. and sir, you stop there. You stop listening to all these people around you, these sycophants, who are encouraging you to be your non-human self. Get in touch with that humanity. Stop fussing with your hair. And don't worry about your tie. And stand up straight and speak clearly, not from your throat. Speak from your heart. And start being human. That's what you were made for, not golf.
Look, this guy's a diabolical clown. Trump is out there brokering peace. Can anyone name 10 of Martin Sheen's best movies? Waiting, please. No. Now over to the deranged and tiresome UK Labour Party, which is now boring us all with claims that the British flag makes people a wee bit queasy.
And then I see flags painted on roundabouts, and that is just a bit weird. And you know, because you've seen it online and I see it in my inbox, that this does make people feel uneasy. And they ask, what message are these flags supposed to be sending?
I mean, it's the rehearsed script, the walk, the hands. I mean, the left are they're tiresome, aren't they? It is quite draining. And unfortunately, it gets worse.
Now look, I'll take people at their words. People who say this is about national pride. I'm proud of my country too, and I'm proud of our flag. But I do understand why others feel that it's about excluding people.
He starts, now look, he says, look, if these loonies think that the national flag is so bad, the door's open. Off you go. Bye. And now to the dangerously dumb lefties who are still sooking over ice.
Why aren't we shooting back at them? Can anybody explain that to me? What, like, I don't own a firearm, but if I saw an ICE agent, it would brick right to their dome. So why are the armed citizens not shooting back at them? Just a question.
Well, good luck with that one. And now to this Liberal woman who, look, just have a look.
Even with DEI, people with disabilities, people of color, and women, and female presenting LGBTQ have had to work hundreds of times harder than white men. White men are unqualified for any position of power because they never had to work for it in their lives. We need to get rid of the real DEI hires, the white men.